on, guys. I gotta get a position real quick. I just saw the Amazing Spider-Man 2, and it was a lot better than what most critics were talking about. I'm actually gonna have a spoiler, talk about it later, because this is one of those things that I need to have that's what it's involved spoilers I need to talk about. And for you guys who have also seen it, by the way, you're watching Shows the One's channel. I saw an IMAX 3D, and it was pretty good. It has, I believe, the most 3D moments I've ever seen in a long time. Even though there's like lots and lots of destruction, it's not anything close to Man of Steel, because that's like the most destructive part in that whole film was in the Manhattan Times Square deal. I thought they did a very good job with the storyline, but there are a few errors. If I give the writing and plot a something out of 10, it would be an 8 out of 10. The love, chemistry, and stuff like that, I'd give that a 10. No doubt about it. It was kind of even better than the first one. Oh, the villains. Well, I gotta say something about that too. The villains aren't the reason why superhero movies suck. Like, if you have too many villains in one movie, that's not the case. It's the point of how good it's being written. If it's all unpaced, then it's not going to be good. I saw lots of Easter eggs in this movie, to the point that I really wanted to, like, shake my mom during parts of the movie and just, like, telling her stuff about it, but I didn't, because there were people behind me, and I didn't want to interfere them or anything. I'd say that this is definitely an IMAX 3D experience all the way. Go to AMC theaters; those guys are amazing. The directing was better than The Amazing Spider-Man. I actually have to say that The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is either better or it's a tie to Spider-Man 2. And Spider-Man 2 is my favorite because it involves Peter learning from his Peter life instead of his Spider-Man life. That's what kind of way they went with that in a way. I cannot wait until the sequel to this one. For first reasons why, which villain are they going to use? They've got to use Mysterio or Chameleon. They've got to. Jamie Foxx was great as Electro. And Max Dillon. Alistair Smythe, he was kind of not that way that I imagined Alistair Smythe to be, but he was like a totally unique character that I've never seen before, kind of in a way. He's kind of like that nerdy, but yet rude guy. He's always mean to Max Dillon. Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker, they're the same. They're good. Um, I'll talk about one of those characters in the spoiler talk, which is mind-blowing once you see the ending. Even though I wasn't like, wow, I heard people go like, holy crap, at that certain moment. um, I actually expected it already, so, I didn't want it to happen yet. I wanted to wait till made Spider-Man 3, and then that would have happened, but it didn't. But it was executed well. Um, the visuals were crazy good. I have to say that. My favorite actor in this whole film, I'd have to say, is Dave DeHaan as sorry guys, I'm a little sick. As Harry Osborn and Green Goblin, and there is a very creepy part in the beginning with him and his dad. His dad has like the lizard claws. It's so weird. And like when you see an IMAX 3D, it's like so dark because they're in that dark room. And Norman wants I guess he wants the light off, I guess. But it was weird, but it was good. I'm surprised he actually allowed like Chris Cooper to play Norman Osborn. Actually played Norman Osborn, and all he did was just sit on his deathbed, and that's it. But it was really, really creepy. That was probably one of the highlights of that film. Green Goblin is nothing compared to the new one, Harry Osborn one. He is the new the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Goblin is so much better than William Dafoe's and the new Goblin ones combined. It's a lot better. And Dave DeHaan freaking kills it. Oh my gosh. And as I expected, I thought he was going to be the breakout star. He was going to be probably my favorite thing. He's kind of like that. He's kind of got that Joker type deal, you know. He's just like crazy and wound up. He takes a guy hostage, by the way. And he did like the Jeopardy theme song. He's whistling it. It's hilarious. Rhino was okay. I like the beginning with him. I have to say I like the beginning with him better than the ending, just because you hear Paul Giamatti's Russian accent better, and I actually like it, but I hope they start with the Amazing Spider-Man 3 with that Rhino, because they didn't end the Rhino battle scene at the very end. They just ended it right when he hit Rhino's nose thing. By the way, Rhino does walk on 4 legs. Even though it's a mechanized suit, it's pretty much invincible. It's pretty cool. I don't know if I'm gonna give this movie a B or an A. It's definitely an 85% movie or above. There's just a few plot things that are that I wish they summed up, and characters. For example, Donald. Sorry guys, I'm just sick. I'm having trouble talking. My nose is congested and my throat is hard. Donald Mencken just disappears, and okay, whatever. The screen just like went black for a while. I need to move the mouse around more. Donald Mencken just like suddenly just vanishes, and then Felicia. That's all they call her in the film, but it's Felicia Hardy. That's Black Cat. And when I heard that she was like spying, or she overheard Mencken in a conversation, she was obviously spying on them. This, oh yeah, Smythe. After Smythe, it was just, yeah. Like, I think he visited Ravencroft like once, and then he just left, and you never saw him again. He didn't die. He did not die. And that's not even really a spoiler, because you don't just kill someone like that fast. Plus, he'll have probably a bigger role in the third movie. Even though, well, first of all the three villains in this film that you see on one of the posters, they don't all get together except for Harry and Electro. And by the way, their duo is awesome. It's like Electro is that deadly guy, and then Harry is just that crazy dude who's wound up. I can't tell if it's better than the Avengers or better than Captain America. I was texting one of my friends about that too. It's uncomparable to Avengers and Captain America 2. I did like Captain America 2 a lot more than the Avengers because of its plot and its dialogue and character development. But I have to say, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was pretty good. If there would be one thing I didn't like about Electro, was the fact that he wasn't really Electro. There's a point in it that you can just call him Dubstep-Man. You can call him that in like basically the whole movie. Because whenever he comes up and he like shocks everything, you just hear dubstep everywhere. And then when they're at the power plant and Spider-Man's going across these poles and stuff like that, Electro has him bouncing through each one, and each time Spider-Man hits it, each pole, it sounds like there's dubstep. It's like dubstep pinball or something like that. Peter's a pinball, and then it's just like it's just repeatedly just going everywhere, and you see like those high-pitched, just like those pitches, you know. It goes like and like for one of those things. Just to let you know, the trailers, from what you know of the trailers, this really isn't. This movie has nothing to do with the trailers, honestly, except for certain scenes. Like, for example, when Harry Osborn was talking to Peter about that Oscorp has been like secretly watching Aunt May, and then like Peter was just like, why? And Harry Osborn was just like, wasn't that a question of tape? That wasn't even in there. There were lots of Easter eggs. Plus, there were references. You have to hear them. They're kind of like that Stephen Strange Easter egg from Captain America 2 when he just says like, what's the guy, Sitwell, Jasper Sitwell, and Cap 2. He's talking about what Hydra's using to shoot down the President with and other people. He says that it can even take down Hulk and Stephen Strange. They don't necessarily say names like that, but if you're a huge enough comic book fan, and if you know enough about certain characters and their origins, for example, I'm not gonna spoil it, but there was something obvious. They said, okay, like I have to say this, but they said Venom more than twice, and I think Harry Osborn mistaken Peter's blood as his cure for something else. In the Ultimate Spider-Man comic books, this took place in the 90s. They were written in the 90s. It was like the original 616, and if you take that and you like make almost every single character different and have every single plan thing different, like for example, Green Goblin was like a huge monster in Ultimate Spider-Man, and so was Hobgoblin, and then Electro was actually white, and he had a green and yellow suit in the 616 originals. The Electro in this movie, Amazing Spider-Man 2, it's actually based on the Ultimate Electro, and I've been hearing much about that, like the Amazing Spider-Man, that whole series is going to be based on Ultimate, and there's something that they say is the cure for cancer and Alzheimer's, and that's a huge character spoiler reference Easter egg. You have to hear it. It's when Chris Cooper and who played Norman Osborn and Peter's dad are on that hologram type deal getting filmed, and they're talking about this thing, and they use these spiders to put this venom on it, and they say like it could be the cure for cancer and Alzheimer's and stuff like that. I just already spoiled it. I'm sorry, guys, but I will have my spoiler talk after this. Which, you know, I'm just gonna end this right now. This movie was spectacular. It might have been, to date, the best Spider-Man movie. I'm still, now to think of it, I'm still debating if Spider-Man 2 is better. This one was a lot more dramatic. So this was my review for Spider-Man 2 for the IMAX 3D. Oh, by the way, if I were you, I would not see this movie in normal. I would seriously go back to AMC theaters to see the IMAX 3D version again. That was one of the things I told my mom when she was, when we were going back home. I was just like, dang it, I really want to see that movie again. I even told her in the theater, I just want to stay sitting down, because there's so much stuff that I probably missed, including all the titles on the hologram disc thing that Harry Osborn had, and some people noticed it in the trailer, that there's Easter eggs, and I did catch one, so there is an Easter egg on those. I'll talk about who I noticed one of them. It was a Spider-Man villain that was referenced on there. I'll tell you who that was. But there was a lot more, but it was too quick. If I could like just pause it, since the first trailer of it, everybody knew what was on it because of the trailer, and it was on YouTube. You could just pause it and see, write down everybody that you saw. In this, you only have like 1 second basically. Man in the Shadows. Well, sorry guys. The movie was really good though. I'm serious. See, in 3D or IMAX 3D, you won't be disappointed in the 3D. No joke. It's worth every single second. Yeah, there's not as much action in it, but dude, once there gets to be that action, you'll have like 50 to 80% of the whole film. All their 3D visuals are just spot on. Once again, this was my Amazing Spider-Man 2 movie review, which is awesome. And go see it in 3D. I'm gonna get off topic again, so I'm just gonna hit this stop recording button. And you were watching One's channel. See ya. By the way, I am wearing my Spider-Man shirt.